What's going on, everyone? So in today's video, I've got 4 figures to look at. So these were sent to me by an Instagram friend of mine named Roland. He shot me a message and said, hey, I've got some figures I need to offload. I would love to send them to you. Well, turns out I needed all 4 of these. So thanks so much, Roland. I appreciate it. And I've got a video of me unboxing these. I will link that below just in case you missed it. But be sure and finish this video first. And instead of doing full reviews on each of these, I thought I would just do a quick overview of each because they're a little older. We've seen them before. But first up, we have the Remnant Stormtrooper. This was a 2020 Target exclusive, I think. Somehow I missed this one. I don't know how because I was collecting when this one came out. Very happy to have this in the collection. And next up, we have the Imperial Jump Trooper. This was a GameStop exclusive from 2019. This one's going to look awesome in the Rebels section. Then we have the Imperial AT-ACT driver, also a Target exclusive from 2017. It's a nice looking trooper. And then we have the original Jawa. I've been wanting the original Jawa. This one's from 2018. So 4 very cool figures. So I'm going to get these open and let's take a look at them. Okay, so here's the Remnant Stormtrooper, the Jump Trooper, the AT-ACT driver, and the Jawa out of the box. Again, I am very happy to finally have these in the collection. But let's go from oldest to newest and let's take a look at this one first. And here is the AT-ACT driver. Again, this is from 2017, a Target exclusive. It's a great looking figure. So this is like a hybrid of a hover tank pilot and the shore trooper, but it works. And the paint on this guy, they actually put a wash on him. It really adds a lot. The helmet looks great. I love this up here. The visor looks nice. This looks good. The paint on the back is nicely done. There's even some subtle gray in there. They put a wash on his back. These are painted. A wash on his arms. There's some paint on the thermal detonator. And of course the legs look good. There's a wash down here to bring out all this detail. Just a nice looking trooper. Very happy with this. And as far as accessories for the AT-ACT driver, we got this E11. It looks pretty good. You got some silver paint there. There's this thing right there on the side of the barrel. For this time period, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there or not, but that's no huge deal. You got an extended power pack. That's what the flip side looks like. It's an E11. And for a 2017 figure, I think the articulation is actually very good on this body. The elbows aren't bad. The wrist hinge works well. So there he is standing at attention, and that looks nice. And there he is at a relaxed stance, and that doesn't look bad. But you know, there aren't many figures from 2017 that can do this. Aim right down the scope. That is pretty impressive right there. But for display purposes, I think I'm just going to leave this one like this, okay, because we didn't see these guys fire a blaster. So I'm just going to have him standing at attention. Again, this figure looks really, really nice. I mean, the wash on the armor adds so much. The paint throughout is well done. Super happy to finally have this guy in the collection. So let's take a look at the Jawa next. All right, so here's the Jawa from 2018. It looks good. I mean, it's a Jawa. There's not a whole lot to it, but I'm very happy to finally have this one in the collection. But starting up here, I think the yellow eyes look great. The wraps on his so-called face look good. The hood, now you can kind of see through the hood. There's a little gap there. That's a little weird, but the belt looks fantastic. I mean, the wash, the gold snaps, nicely done. I do wish this came off. I don't think it does. I'm not going to pull, but I really wish you could take this off. But there's the back of the belt. You got some paint back here. This gold buckle looks great. Some more snaps, a wash. A very cool texture on his robe. Got some tattered ends on his sleeves. The hands look good. And of course, underneath, he's got some pretty good detail on his legs. And the feet, yeah, that looks nice. Looks nice. And as far as weapons, all right, let me get this in his hands real quick. All right, so you can have him holding it like this, and it's okay. Or you can have it like this, which doesn't look bad. I mean, you do have limited range in the elbows, and you can't get the arms in enough. But this isn't terrible. I think I may just leave this one like this. But let's take a look at this holster real quick. There we go. Man, that's a chore. All right, the arm is totally in the way. I mean, yes, this belt is a separate piece, and you can sort of like wiggle it around to get to the holster. But it's very tight, and this little bit of the barrel right there is incredibly soft. So you have to be very careful putting this in here. But it does go. And it doesn't affect arm movement too much. I mean, that actually does not look bad. But this cable right here is very stiff. It is unruly. It would be great if it would hang, you know, just like gravity taking over and just let it hang like that. But nope, it wants to just whoop. And there's a good look at the other ion blaster. And I do like this one a lot. I mean, the silver paint's very nice. There's a wash throughout. Really makes those details pop. That's what the flip side looks like. Very cool weapon, and now that I have this one in the holster, I don't know if I want to try to get this out. I mean, the barrel is so delicate, so let me try to get this one in his hands and see how it looks. Okay, so it's not super stable like this. Just the shape of the stock back here doesn't quite allow him to grip it very firmly and hold it up here. I mean, it's not terrible, but I may just leave it in one hand. Let's see how that looks. There we go. That's not terrible. I kind of like that, you know, with this one in the holster and him just holding this with one hand. I think this is how I'm going to leave him. So let's take a look at the Jump Trooper next. And here's the Imperial Jump Trooper, a 2019 GameStop exclusive. Ever since I started collecting, this figure's been available, but it's been above retail, and I just never got around to picking one up, but I'm very happy to have it now. I've always loved this figure. Even though it's on the old Stormtrooper body, I think it looks awesome, and this yellow shoulder belt makes it right here. But up here at the helmet, you do have some subtle yellow right there. Very cool, this yellow stripe going up and over, and I love how it's broken up here in the back. Some gray there. All the paint in here is very clean. The hoses look cool. Yeah, both shoulder belts just look great with this Imperial cog. Very clean. Jetpack. Got some red there. Yes, it's on a single peg design. It rotates everywhere, but these things can be detached. I don't know why you'd take them out, but they can come out. But then you have the hoses just kind of floating in the breeze because I'm pretty sure these are attached right here. These appear to be fixed. I've been pulling. They don't seem to come out. So you're left with this, and that looks very silly. So I will definitely just leave the jetpack on. Plug these back in, and blam, there. Yeah, cool looking jetpack. You got a little bit of gray on the thermal detonator, some gray paint there on the belt, and even right down the ankles, you've got some gray paint down there. Very, very cool. Awesome looking figure. Very happy to finally have this one. And for accessories, the Jump Trooper comes with one of these stands, just like Luke in Stormtrooper disguise. Okay, same stand. I don't plan on posing him in any really dynamic poses, just to conserve shelf space, so I'm not going to use this for him. I'm probably going to wind up using this stand on a battle droid or something, just because those don't stand worth a flip. But it does work pretty well. It looks nice. The Star Wars The Black Series logo's very cool, okay? But that's what that looks like. And the other accessory he comes with is this E11, and this is cool. You got some nice silver dry brushing throughout. It's just a standard E11. But yeah, the dry brushing really adds a lot. All right, so this old Stormtrooper body, yes, most of the legs are bow-legged, but as far as arms, the arms are actually pretty good. I mean, there he is standing at attention, and that's not bad at all. And there he is with the blaster down here. This wrist hinge works very well, and that's a pretty good look. But something that's very impressive on this old Stormtrooper body is these elbows. I mean, you can actually do this. You can get the blaster all the way up to his eye to where he's practically aiming right down the scope. And even firing low from the hip like this looks great. I mean, that is some pretty good range for an older figure. And the wrist hinge, once again, works very well. That looks awesome. But real quick, before I decide on a pose for this guy, let's see how the holster works. Man, get in there. Oh my goodness. Hang on, stand by. There. Absurdly tight. Okay, but it does go, and it really doesn't get in the way of arm movement too much. I kind of like that. All right, so for display purposes, this is how I'm going to have the Jump Trooper, just firing low from the hip like this. Again, these elbows are pretty stinking good to be, you know, from an older body. And I have the knees bent a little bit so he doesn't look as bow-legged. I think this is a nice look. So let's take a look at the Remnant Stormtrooper next. And here we have the Remnant Stormtrooper from The Mandalorian, a 2020 Target exclusive. It may not be the best looking trooper in the world, but I am very, very happy to finally have it for the shelf. I mean, this has been sorely missing from my Mando display. But the weathering, okay, it could have been better. It could have been better, and it's weird how it just stops. There's nothing on the back, except this right here. On the inner thigh, it's like he had a shoo-shoo accident and it ran down the armor on his inner thigh. I mean, why there? Why nowhere else except right there on the back? That's just really weird. But the toasted brown look is just really bizarre. I would much rather have them do like a dark wash, especially in here, you know, to make it look grimy, instead of this toasted look. That's just very, very strange. But the scratches, you know, they're very sporadic. But again, it just stops. There's nothing back here. Very odd. But it is on the 2020 Stormtrooper body, so that is a huge plus. You know, he's very posable. But again, I'm happy to finally have it for the shelf. And as far as accessories for the Remnant Stormtrooper, he comes with this E11. So this is the new style E11 from The Mandalorian with the extended power pack, and you got a flashlight on the side. There's no paint anywhere, but it is a pretty cool looking weapon. And of course, being on this 2020 Stormtrooper body, it doesn't matter how you have him posed. It looks awesome. So here he is standing in attention. And there he is with the blaster down here, and that looks pretty good. And there he is firing from the hip in kind of a wide stance. That's not a bad look. And of course, being on this body, you can get the blaster all the way up here, no problem. I mean, the elbows are very good. You've got some really good butterfly joints. The wrist hinge works well. I mean, this is just great right here. So for display purposes, I'm just going to leave the Remnant Stormtrooper like this because he's a Remnant and he's not going to be standing at attention. So I just have him chilling with this weapon. The head cocked a little sideways, and the armor. It's so clean right here. That looks really funny. All this dirt and grime in this toasty brown color. And then clean, shiny white, and of course, the back. Nothing on the back except that. That's just bizarre right there. Really odd. But again, I am so happy to finally have this figure for the shelf. So let's bring the other three figures in here. All right, so Remnant Stormtrooper, Jump Trooper, AT-ACT driver, and this Jawa. This is how I'm going to have them for the shelf. So let's go stick these four fellas on the shelf, and let's see how they look there. And once again, going from oldest to newest. So here's the AT-ACT driver in the Rogue One section. Great looking figure. I mean, the gray on the armor is very cool. I love the red there on the helmet. Super happy with this one. And for the Jawa, so I don't have a spot in the A New Hope section for just a Jawa. So I just stuck him over here in the Mandalorian section with this off-world Jawa. And I think he looks pretty good there. And there's the Jump Trooper in the Rebels section. And yeah, he looks very nice. I mean, even though it's on an old body, it's an awesome looking figure. Very, very pleased with this one. And jumping back to the Mandalorian section, here's the Remnant Stormtrooper. I just stuck him next to the client, and you know, from a distance, I think he actually looks pretty good. I'm happy. So bottom line, I'm very happy to have all four of these. I think they look great. Even this one. Even this one. All right, but thanks again, Roland, for sending me these. That was very kind of you. But just like always, I would love to hear from you guys. So comment below and let me know what you think of the Remnant Stormtrooper, Jump Trooper, AT-ACT driver, and this Jawa. And if you enjoy videos on Star Wars The Black Series, smack like and subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. I would certainly appreciate it. And something else that I would love for you to consider, and that is joining the channel. It is the 112th Battalion. It's only 99 cents a month. You'll get sneak peeks to upcoming videos, custom emojis and loyalty badges, and even some exclusive members-only content. I would definitely appreciate that. But just like always, thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all next time.